What is going on, guys? Winner Kills here. Welcome back to yet again another post-commentary duel video. Today we've got Blue Eyes, I think just pure Blue Eyes, or with a Morphage in it, I guess, versus me playing Sekka-Mermails on the right. And I thought this was a pretty cool matchup, so I wanted to go ahead and get it recorded for you guys. A good friend of mine there on the left wanted to put up his Blue Eyes build on the channel, so figured why not. Gonna go ahead and get things started with the trade-in, as you saw earlier, to ditch that Morphage to the grave. I believe that is the one that when it's on the field, neither player can special summon the extra deck except Morphage monsters. Pretty good stun card used previously before in Blue Eyes, and Mathematician sending that stone, and then we'll see the Desires get activated as well, of course drawing into two cards. And I have no hand traps currently this turn, but I do have that Sekka's Light in hand to be able to make a pretty decent play. He's going to reborn out that Morphage. I forget its name. I can't really think of it off the top of my head. I know a lot of Blue Eyes decks used to play that in the past. Oh, it is Morphage Goliath, I believe is his name. That's what it is. And then after that is summoned, we'll see him activate Sage to target Mathman, sending Sage and Mathman to the grave to summon a Blue Eyes from deck. And we could possibly see a rank 8 play here. Now, it's not too big of a deal. I don't know if he could even overlay with Goliath. To even go into dark matter. The reason why, even if I don't think you can, because neither player can special summon monsters from the extra deck except Morphage monsters. I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and say you can't Ixies with him, but for the sake of this being, you know, a testing game, this is more of a game for fun. Not too big of a deal. You know, the dark matter into me banishing 3 actually really only helps me in a sense, because I just get to deck thin. So take it for what you will. After that, we're going to see the trade-in discarding that Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon to the grave. And of course drawing into 2 cards. And then he's going to set 3 and pass. Granted, the fact that... Either way, you know, the fact that I can't go into the extra deck doesn't really harm me. I think we correct the issue in game 2, so it doesn't happen again. But again, it's just one of those small things. I didn't catch it. He didn't catch it. I think one of my friends who might have been watching the duel hadn't catched it either. And it's just been such a long time since I've seen a card like Goliath be played. So it is what it is. Anyways, we'll see the draw 2 from Sekka, and then the shuffling back of the Ronin into the extra deck, or into the main deck. And then I have Gamma Seal, whether it be for the Morphage Goliath or for his Dark Matter Dragon. It doesn't really matter. And then we're going to see Abyss Teus come down, discarding the Dragoons, adding Dyne and a copy of Megalo. I think I had a gun in my hand, so I wanted to go for the Dyne play. And then we're going to go ahead and summon here the Prince, sending Dragoons, adding the 3rd copy of Dragoons, which is still a proxy at this point. Still waiting on that goddamn 3rd Dragoons to get here. Hopefully it'll be here soon, so I can finally have that sweet play set. And we're going to go ahead and add the infantry as well to hand. Man, I just now realized, I still can't believe I just now realized the Morphage Goliath issue. I want to say that you could overlay into it, but I'm just going to go ahead and bank on that you can't. If you can, better, but if you can't, it's whatever. I would still like to be able to show you guys what goes down in this duel. We see use the Dyne engine to revive Gund. Well, Gund is going to revive Dyne, and then Dyne is going to bring Gund right back with her, and that's going to allow for a free Mistar Boy, and I'm going to go ahead and tribute Prince to attack twice with Megalo and go ahead and grab that extra Dragoons out of grave via Prince. And I have to make them a Star Boy to be able to get over the Gamma Seal. I realized it was going to gain 500 of its own, but he's going to have Silver's Cry, and that's going to allow him to go into Blue Eyes Dragon. Of course, the OG Blue Eyes White Dragon. And now I have to worry about how am I going to go ahead and get over this card. I think the one thing I could have done at this point was go into Nightmare Cerberus and out it that way, but instead I believe I go into Borreload Dragon, which I figured at the time would possibly be the best card to go into at the time being, because at best, you know, he's not going to be able to beat over with anything for at least what I can predict. Right now, he, you know, at this point, he's exhausted some extra deck monsters, which granted, he shouldn't have exhausted, because you definitely, I looked it up in between, during the recording of this video, and I don't think, I'm 100% positive you can't Xyz with Goliath. So granted, he might have some more extra deck monsters available at this point, but like I said, for a matchup like this, it doesn't really matter too much. Blue Eyes not being too powerful right now, but he's going to have Mind Control, which is going to take Borreload Dragon. I know he takes Megalo, but I thought like Borreload couldn't be targeted, period, but it's just my monster effects. So I chained Borreload to make Blue Eyes 2,500, just so I can go ahead and make sure it doesn't have too high of an attack. And then he's going to go ahead and banish the... or going to go ahead and play Instant Fusion here. I was kind of curious why I was going to the grave. But he's going to go ahead and go for Instant Fusion and go for Relinquish to steal my Megalo, so I just lose all of my monsters. That is going to go in the main monster zone. He could have put it, I believe, on the left side of Borreload Dragon 2 if he wanted to. But then he's going to use the Spellcaster card, which basically, if he controls a Spellcaster, he can summon like 2 dragons from his graveyard. It's like something Rhapsody. I'm not sure what the exact name of it is. He's going to go ahead and revive Spirit Dragon since it does count as a normal monster, and he can revive the Goliath as well. But at this point, I think he is trying to go into an extra deck monster, and he can't use them for links, and he can't use them for any sort of Xyz. Luckily, we're able to capture it and prevent it from happening again. You know, in this game, or later on in the game, I should say. But he will not be able to go into anything extra deck related other than Amorphage cards. We caught it this turn, luckily, boys. We can prevent the soft cheats, you know, as much as we possibly can. That's the main goal, right? And he does, of course, steal the Borreload. He does steal the Megalo, which... best case scenario for him is going to go to the graveyard anyways, because during the end phase we're going to see the Thousand Eyes Restrict go ahead and leave the field because of Instant Fusion is going to resolve, and Megalo, of course, being sent to the grave along with it, because it won't stay or return to my field anyways. So he's going to go ahead and banish to add the Sage, and then go ahead and use... that's to discard Sage to add up to 2, and he just adds Alternative, which is perfectly fine. End phase, Borreload will go back to my side of the field, and I realize this is in the extra monster zone. That does get fixed in just a moment, I believe. And then I go ahead and use Sekka's Light. I draw 2, and then I go ahead and put that pesky controller back in my hand. Right now I think I've got Aqua Spirit in hand, Dragoon, Swap Frog. Keep in mind, this build I'm playing the Swap Frog engine still, and I have currently since cut it for the Destrudo engine with Mermail, because I think it's a little more versatile and what it can do. At least that's what it's proved to me in testing. Still undecided yet what I think is the best, but if you're asking which one should you play, they're both good engines. Really, it's just whatever your play style is, I guess. So we're going to special summon swap by discarding, I believe it was an infantry to send Ronin to the grave, because I think I had an extra infantry in hand as well. And I do realize there was a glare there in the grave. And then we're going to summon the swap again. And I believe I discarded Deep Sea Diva to send swap. Now that I have that other Ronin in grave too, I can definitely go for a Toad play here. And I still have Aqua Spirit and Dragoons in hand, trying to go for some sort of Dweller play if I wanted to, you know, normal summon the Dragoons. Or no, I didn't ditch the Diva. I think I ditched another infantry. That's correct. And there I go ahead and move the Borreload Dragon to where it should be after returning to my side of the field after the Mind Control. And we normal summon Diva. I don't use the effect here because I just don't need to. And I don't think I have any targets left in deck anyways to summon that are going to be worthwhile. So we go here into Coral Dragon with Diva and Aqua Spirit, leaving the Swap Frog there so I can link, Synchro up into a level 8. Put it on the side of Borlo Dragon there. I get to go ahead and destroy something with the discard effect of Coral and search off the Dragoons I discarded, which is that proxy. And then I go ahead and Synchro for 8 here, and I go ahead and get to blow up his field of all attack position monsters, basically Lightning Vortex, draw into a card. But unfortunately, the way I saw it at the time, I basically had to attack early in the turn with Borlo to beat over Goliath so I could go into the extra deck like I needed to, because I don't think I could have OTK'd over that board because everything just had too high of an attack. So unfortunately, couldn't get to attack there with the whale and the Borlo because that would have been game plenty, because that's 28, 28, and 3k. Another Sekka getting activated here, and then summoning Megalo by discarding Gunned and swinging for a game by, like, that's a lot of damage. 28, 28, 3k, 24, 24. Add it up yourself. We're putting up big numbers here nowadays, all right? Now we get things started off pretty good here. We have the Undyne play, and I decided to go, like, all in on this play, I think, for the most part. You know, I'm going Undyne. I'm going first. I'm going to go for the Rose Nyx play to banish that, to summon a token, and then link that token immediately into Link Spider, and then use Link Spider to summon the controller from my hand. I don't think I go 100% in, because in order to go for the extra link for Cerberus, then into Goblin, I need like one. I just need like to open Aqua Spirit or a summonable Teus or Megalo. But either way, I can discard one card to go into my extra normal summon, which is going to be Diva, then into Prince. And basically, I could create a co-link here if I wanted to. I could make a Cerberus with those two, or I could make a Phoenix if I wanted to, you know, prevent destruction from battle, or, you know, from card effect. But instead, I go into a quick Saryuja here to help refuel my hand a little bit. Go ahead and draw into 4 Aqua Spirit, Dragoons, Neptibus, and one other card that I couldn't see. And I go ahead and return an Undyne, one other card, and the Dragoons, because I think I already have a copy of Dragoons in hand. And at this point, I believe I have 5 copies of 5 waters in my grave. And I go ahead and hit him with that Moulin, that Sea Cow, knock a Blue Eyes, and a Cards of Consonance out of his hand. And I've got Ash Blossom in hand as well. Now, granted, this turn I could have probably... I don't think I go like super hard this turn. You know, going to the Saryuja first turn is definitely great. I kind of wish I could have used, or maybe just like opened, if I would have just opened up the Aqua Spirit, this turn would have been so much better. But I summon Megalo, discard Dragoons, and Prince. Prince revives Dragoons and Chainlink 2, and then Chainlink 1 will resolve, where I search off that Dragoons to add a Sea Serpent. And I believe I had another copy of Neptibus, still having a copy of Dragoons in deck as well as an infantry, so that feels really good to have. That, like I said, plenty of times in the past, that extra Dragoons just makes Neptibus so much more potent on turns in like mid-game and late game, because top decking it could actually mean something if you still have that extra Dragoons in deck, especially since I'm playing 3 Megalo now. Like, it just gets really good, because you can just search more Sea Serpents. You're going to search good Sea Serpents that you can actually do stuff with, like Megalo, because Megalo, in most cases, is going to win you games. And he goes and plays Sage. I Ash it, because Sage is his best possible normal summon. I know I played against Blue Eyes plenty of times in the past. He's going to go and activate Where Art Thou? Which, looking back, I think he forgot to take the 2k damage, but it's just not going to matter. He adds this weird level 1 light to his hand, which I think you can summon it by banishing a monster you control, and then it comes back during the next turn in defense position. So he would technically take 2k at the end, or no, he doesn't take 2k because he does summon it, my bad, so I forgot about that stipulation. You take 2k if you don't summon that card, but in this case he does end up summoning, so he doesn't take the 2000 damage. I'm just so used to playing that card in DDD. And actually, looks like I have no other targets for Neptibus, so I just kind of have to normal summon that, use Megalo to tribute the Dragoons, and use the other Megalo to tribute the Prince to revive the Dragoons. And I go ahead and swing in for a game. And Yeah, because I had that other infantry in my hand, which is why I kind of want to play triple infantry, triple dragoons, triple prince in the new build. If I can find room, maybe play 2 Destrudo and 1 Mermail, not play 3 Destrudo. I think there was something he could have done to maybe protect himself from having game, because I think there was something with the card that he had that he could have summoned back out and then used Deep Eyes to summon out and make an additional play, but I think he might have misplayed with that, and he was telling me afterwards what he could have done had he not made a misplay, but it is what it is. Playing some Mermail there, pretty cool to play against Blue Eyes, always fun to play against that deck and see it in action, especially with all the new cards it has since I played against it in the past. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you didn't. As always, Winterkill signing out. We'll see you in the next one. Check out the Discord, check out the Twitch page, Facebook, Twitter, blah blah blah. We'll see you in the next one.